Hey, what's up, Twin Cities by Night crew, listeners, viewers? It's kind of crazy in retrospect thinking about the last 2.5 years, kind of like the history of our channel. We went from a group of folks who wanted to play Vampire the Masquerade, who really had no idea that there was a whole actual play community scene out there with Critical Role and all that. And we were just some guys who found out that we could use something called Google Hangouts and play Vampire the Masquerade on. And eventually we found out people were sharing it. So we thought, hey, this Google Hangouts thing records right to YouTube. Let's go ahead and share this out. And from all the way back 2.5 years ago to now, where we have podcast versions and we have tons of listeners and we have figured out like not talking over each other, muting our microphone if we're not in a scene, and just like editing and just thumbnails and all this crazy shit that we didn't even know about 2.5 years ago, to now we're running 3 games a month, and we have multiple podcasts, and we're just got a social media presence and all this shit, and it's just really kind of crazy. And one of the reasons why we are where we are now is because we, as a gang, the whole crew, have a mentality of like one step after another, never becoming complacent, never becoming just stagnant, just wanting to see how much better we can get. It's kind of in my nature. For anyone who knows me, who has known me through the scene or outside the scene, kind of know that I'm a very driven person, not in a cutthroat kind of way. I just want to, I see like where I could get mentally. I can visualize like where Twin Cities by Night as a podcast can get. And the thing is, though, is for the last 2.5 years, I feel we've been making great progression forward. There just comes a point where those steps become slower and slower and slower. And that's because it requires monetary means to go ahead and make some changes that will help improve. So that's where we come to the subject of this announcement. Twin Cities by Night now has a Patreon. Now, before anyone clicks off or rolls their eyes or groans, nothing is changing. Nothing is behind a paywall. Everything will always be available how it will be. And in the end, the two most important things about all this is, one, me playing games with my pals and doing podcasts with my pals and having fucking fun and enjoyment and feeling creative. And two is that you all enjoy it. Money, anything like that, that's a far distant number ranking and the things of in my list of why Twin Cities by Night is important to me. First, like I said, nothing's behind a paywall. Second, no one in the crew is getting any kind of profit from this, meaning we're not walking away with spending money from this. Our plan is to be able to cover hosting fees, which we've already hit, upgrade equipment. We have some folks in the gang who don't have microphones like I have, like a Blue Yeti or anything like that, and we want to upgrade their equipment so we can make the experience for you all better. And if we do happen to be lucky enough to get to that point where we can replace the equipment for some, then we want to get into commissioned artwork to help promote the different podcasts for Twin Cities by Night, radio spots, advertisement, anything like that. Because my goal is, above anything else, I'm going to be perfectly blunt, is recognition. I want Twin Cities by Night to be recognized by the greater consensus, the greater tabletop industry scene, actual play scene, whatever, content creator scene. But I also want to, in my own small way, help promote World of Darkness games and the awesome horror settings they are, and the adult like stories that can be told. By helping that, by helping elevate Twin Cities by Night like that, and by getting more ears and more listeners upon us, I hope in my own way that we can also help elevate others. Because there are tons of podcasts, old and new, and actual plays on Twitch and on YouTube that are better than us. I have no problem saying that. So in the end, this Patreon is, if you want to help us, you can give as little or as much as you want, or you don't have to give at all. We are not in any way going to look down if someone doesn't want to give or anything like that. And you'll never get pressure from us. We're not going to be spamming the shit out of this. We're not going to, in every video, be bringing this up, or every podcast be bringing this up. Now, on the Brian Diaries, we will have a small segment where we give shout out to the people who are our Patreons and give them the gratitude and appreciation. And we will mention it there. You might once in a while see it on Twitter. You'll see it in the description of our videos and our podcasts. But we are not going to try pressuring people. We are thankful, sincerely fucking thankful from the bottom of our heart as a whole for all you who have been there from day one when we were a fucking hot mess, to all the new people discovering us, to all the people who've discovered us later on, to all of you who speak to us, to all you who share your opinions, to all you on our Discord, to every single one of you, the ones that don't even communicate with us, just the ones that listen. We appreciate you just for that, just for being there, just to help give us that fuel for the fire of our creativity so we get add to the greater ether of this content creator scene. Thank you again. And if you do have any questions, you can always feel free to reach out to us about this. You can find the link to the Patreon in this podcast or video, whichever you're watching. And again, thank you for just being you. And thank you for checking us out.